Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Chauskas, where we're gonna have a look at the markets, what's happening with them right now, what levels to watch out for. But as always, let's have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and yeah, we can continue. Also, a quick reminder of our JFD Brokers research page here, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis. We throw out different trading shoutouts, analysis in different languages as well. So yeah, guys, feel free to visit us, and yeah, I think you can find something useful for yourself here. But for now, let's have a look at the charts. So the first one I want to look at is the FTSE 100. So we can see that we're pushing higher here. Now, I was covering this one this morning, and I was talking about a potential move on this one above the previous highs here. So we can see that we're getting slightly exactly that. So for now, of course, we're still, we're not far from the previous highs. We're kind of slightly above it, but keep a careful eye on this one because it could eventually push here, towards the upside here, towards this level right about around here, the 77.95 or even actually the 7,800. Now, keep an eye on this area. Certainly, if we continue pushing higher, even if we're going to start taking out the yesterday's high, which was around the 77.55 mark. Now a nice break above that, like I said, could send this index, I do apologize, send this index a little bit higher here towards the 77.95 or 7,800. Now on the downside, certainly we do have this level here that we're keeping an eye on as well, the 76.90, which is just slightly below the 7,700, the round number of 7,700. So of course, if we start seeing a move below the 7,700 and then even eventually the 76.90, well, because we kind of already dragged itself already closer towards this trend line. If we do get that break below, then keep an eye on this trend line. Keep an eye on this upwards moving trend line. We could end up breaking this one, and if we even get a close below this trend line, then, well, it could open the path towards these lower levels, maybe even towards the 76.15, and then watch out for this next one, the 75.85 marks. So for now, of course, it kind of looks bullish. Still it's too early to say. We need to see a nice move towards yesterday's high and eventually a break of that high in order to consider these higher levels here. And also, like I said, keep careful eye on this one because we could eventually reverse here to the downside and start breaking this 76.90 mark. So looking at the DAX here today, and the DAX is kind of slightly above the 13,000 now, the psychological 13,000. Let's see if it's going to close here today. If it will close here, then, well, there is some potential for this one to push a little bit higher, maybe even towards this 13,160 that I keep talking about in my previous videos. And then, of course, if we do reach that level, we'll have to evaluate it there. Maybe we could see another pop here above, but let's not get ahead of ourselves, and let's keep an eye on the 13,000 first. Now, if we do get a break below this, or sorry, should I say probably a close below this 13,000, then, well, keep an eye on this area right here, this 12,850. And we could eventually make a move towards that level here. Also, we could test this bottom side of the rising channel formation as well. So there are some good levels to watch, guys. But for now, we need a better clear move away from this 13,000. Let's have a look at gold. Now, gold is really, really interesting. And so for now, of course, we can see this. We can see this nice move here to the downside, and we certainly, I mean, we can see that it currently holding on around this 1290 level. So of course all eyes are on this right now. If we're gonna see a nice break below here, could end up moving towards this area right here at around 1280 mark, and if that doesn't hold, well, we do have a nice level here at the 1270. I do apologize for the thousands. Yeah. So, and if we do get a reversal here from this one, from the 1290, we could move a little bit higher. Maybe a test of this, the psychological 1300 could be a good area to watch. But don't forget, we could see something like maybe a false breakout as well, maybe this 1307 again, and then a little bit more. So for now, guys, I mean, we are kind of staying away from this one. We need to see a close here to see where this candle will close today. Let's have a look quickly at the DXY, the dollar index, and we're seeing that we're getting a nice pop here above this 93.40. So certainly this is more of a bullish sign, and this could end up moving maybe towards this level right here, towards the 94.15 mark, approximately there. Could be a good level of resistance to test. So for now, we're staying bullish on this one. Of course, we want to see where this is going to close today. If we're going to get a nice close above here, there is more chance for, like I said, for this one to move a little bit higher. But if we're going to see a reversal here back to the downside, and we're going to get a nice close below this level here, below the 93.40, then, well, don't probably the upside could be off the table slightly. Certainly, I mean, it could open the path towards this 92.70 area, approximately there. And if we do see a move here towards this 92.70, well, be careful with this one. We might break this and move a little bit lower. The next level that we're watching here is still this 92, this good, beautiful number of 92. So, which also coincides with this 200 EMA here on the daily chart. So for now, of course, the downside is kind of slightly off the table. We're looking at more at the upside, so watch out for these higher levels. Now, looking at the euro dollar, guys, and the euro dollar is selling off nicely today. We're breaking this level. I was talking about this area right here, this 1.18200 approximately there, and we're seeing a nice break here, a nice move below that area. Managed to move towards this 117.65 mark. Certainly we do have a better level right here, is this 117.150 approximately there. So which also coincides with this downwards moving trend line here that we kind of pierced through initially, but then we reversed back, and so we could test it from above now, and also we could test this bottom side of the Bollinger Band. So we do have all these like three indications here, kind of coinciding with this. Well, I would say probably two indications here coinciding with this 117.150 mark. So watch out for this one, guys. I mean, could be an interesting level to test, and then of course we'll see what it wants to do there. I mean, if it wants to continue breaking this, then I mean it's all opening the path towards these lower levels. Maybe even we could see a move towards this 1.115.550 approximately there, or even actually 115.500. Let's round it up there. But that's, of course, that would be quite a significant drop for the euro in the near term. So for now, we're just aiming for this one, the 117.150. Let's see if it reaches that. If we get a close today above this, above the 118.200, this could mean that, well, maybe probably doesn't really want to go that low. I mean, maybe it's tired of the selling activity, and we could see this pair maybe pushing back up here towards the 119.150 and or even the 119.400. So keep an eye on this one, guys. Keep an eye on this level first, the 118.200. Let's see what it wants to do with that level. Close below or close above. Let's have a quick look at the GBPUSD now. So So the GBPUSD, so we are kind of close at this level. I was talking about this area here, the 134.55. We can see that the pair managed to move towards it again, had a quick test, and then retraced back to the upside. Now, certainly it's performing slightly better against the dollar than the euro, and at the moment we're keeping an eye on this one. We need to see a nice clear break below that level in order to consider further declines. But if it holds, if this level holds today, we could maybe end up seeing a bit of retracement, maybe back to the upside, maybe even actually a test of this 200 EMA initially. And then this 136.15 mark that I've got highlighted here, so could be a good level of resistance initially. But if we see a nice strong break through this level, the 136.15, well, watch out, we could end up moving a little bit higher again. So for now, all eyes are on this 134.55. Let's have a quick look at the, I see a comment here, and USDJPY. So let's have a look at the USDJPY. Now, certainly, we're still keeping an eye on the psychological 110 mark. It's currently retracing towards it, but for now, I mean, we can see that it's not breaking that level. We need to see a nice break here. We need to see a nice break below the psychological 110 in order to consider further declines, or even make a move towards this bottom side of the channel. And if we do see a break, yep, keep an eye on this bottom side of the channel, guys. If we do get a nice break below the 110, still, I mean, it's kind of looking bullish. I mean, maybe it's just a little correction here. We could end up moving maybe a little bit higher again. A break above this 110.500 could push this pair a little bit higher towards this the beautiful number of 111, and even a little bit higher, maybe towards the 111.500. So for now, we can see that the pair is balancing around this 200 EMA. Let's see where it closes. I mean, I hope it's not going to close below the 110 today, because it would be interesting to see this pair moving a little bit higher and testing this upper bound of the rising channel formation. Now, quickly looking at let's have a look at one more pair. The last one is the the USDCAD, and we are seeing the sell-off after yesterday's sharp rise to the upside. We're seeing now a bit of retracement here to the downside. It's getting held here currently by the 50 and the 21 EMAs. Certainly slightly below that, we do have a better level, which is the 128 that it kept battling with, let's say like that. And if we do see a nice move here towards the 128, and especially if we do see a nice close below the 128, well, I mean, this could look bad for this pair, and we could end up moving towards this rising upwards moving support line, and it could eventually make a breakthrough to the downside. But for now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, let's see what it wants to do with this 128. If it stays above this 128 level, I mean, it could act as a good bouncing ground, and we could end up moving higher again later this week. So for now, keep an eye on the 128. We can see that it's really pushing towards it right now, and let's see what it wants to do with it later on today. On the upside, we do have this better level here, the 129. A break above that, and especially a close above that level, above the 129, could send this pair a little bit higher, maybe towards this 129.500 approximately there, and we could test this downwards moving trend line here from underneath. And if this buying activity will remain strong, then we could see a nice break here above, and even a test of the psychological 130 level. Okay, guys, I will have to wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed this session, and as always, thank you very much for tuning in, and I shall see you all tomorrow morning at my Trader's Espresso at 7 o'clock British Summer Time, 6 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, guys, and bye-bye.